My question is for the Deputy Premier. Speaker, the province's vaccine rollout has been an inconsistent and confusing mess that is excluding far too many people. Two of my constituents, Colleen and Richard, are both 58 and registered for vaccines at Shoppers and Costco the minute they became available. Weeks later, they've not received a call or any information as to when they can expect their vaccine. Colleen asked me, how is this possible that we were on the waiting list first, but people in the next demographic are getting it before us? This whole thing is a mess. None of this is making any sense. Speaker, why is Ontario relying on a slapshot system with multiple vaccine waiting lists that leaves Londoners like Colleen and Richard falling through the cracks?
Minister of Health.
Thank you very much for the question, but I would say, in fact, we've had a very successful vaccine rollout. We've already had vaccines delivered. Over 5 million vaccines have been delivered to date. We are on track to reach our priority of vaccinating with at least one vaccine dose 40% of the adult population of Ontario by the end of this month. We've also booked over 2.9 million tests through our online booking portal, in addition to the testing that is available and the vaccinations that are available through our pharmacies. We have over 1,400 pharmacies now available to provide vaccines. Many of them are starting to offer that 24/7 so that people with different work schedules can be accommodated. This is a great success. We are making it a priority to protect the health and well-being of Ontarians, and we are well on our way with over 5 million doses already administered.
Member for London North Centre, supplementary.
5 million doses is kind of a miracle with the lack of coordination, the daily blame routine, and the leader list deployment. This supposedly business-friendly government should be familiar with the just-in-time system, but instead the deployment has been a disaster. It's back to the Deputy Premier, Speaker. While Londoners like Colleen and Richard wait for a pharmacy to call them, other Londoners have had to turn to social media in the hopes of chasing down a vaccine. A few minutes after sending out a tweet about eligible vaccines, one Shoppers in London was overwhelmed with people hoping to get an appointment. The pharmacy's appointments were all claimed in less than an hour, leaving countless people scrambling, figuring out what to do next. Tristan, one of the Londoners lucky enough to get a shot, said, "I think it's kind of bizarre that we have people who are older than myself on waiting lists to get the shot. Meanwhile, there's people like me who can just roll right up." Speaker, it needs to be as easy as possible to book a vaccine. It shouldn't feel like winning the lottery. Why is it that Londoners are finding out about how to get their vaccine on social media instead of from their government?
Mr. Health.
Well, Speaker, I would say through you to the member opposite, it's incomprehensible to me how you would consider the delivery of over 5 million vaccines in a short order in a little over a month is a failure. In fact, it's a great success. And we are continuing to roll out those vaccines with over 2.9 million vaccination appointments already booked, not to mention the vaccination appointments that are being booked through the vaccines, the pop-up clinics that we have, the mini clinics that we have in various workplaces. We're continuing to deliver the vaccines. One of the problems we've had in the past has been the vaccine supply. When we didn't have reliable supply chain, we didn't have reliable delivery of vaccines, but that is changing. As of next week, we are receiving significant amounts of the Pfizer vaccines. We are receiving the Moderna vaccines. We are going to be able to increase the number of pharmacies and other clinics that are going to be able to provide them, and we're going to be able to continue our job of making sure that every person in Ontario who wants to receive a vaccine will receive one in its